Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Riverbend Springs. We're kicking off year 5 on the farm, and we got a packed episode today. First thing we're doing here is taking care of this tractor. It ran out of fuel. It's still got to finish picking up the rocks. It's almost done. That means we're almost done with tillage. Now that the tractor's all taken care of, we can talk about the plans for today. We have a lot of goods to sell. We have some wood chips, we have lettuce, we have some rope to offload, some more bricks and roof tiles. We also have a lot of wool that we're gonna have to move over to the rope factory. That's getting pretty backed up over there. We're also gonna get our new sheep today. That's probably the most exciting part for me, but another thing that's long overdue is our next expansion. I've been looking at field number 76, and we talked about this, gosh, probably episode 2 or 3, when I did a contract there, how perfect it would be for productions because it's a large field, but it also has a good amount of land that hasn't been plowed or anything, so we can flatten it out. We can get our clothing factories up and running there, the factory for making the fabric, as well as get our greenhouses back and do a decent greenhouse build out is what I'm kind of thinking. And then the final thing on task today is we're gonna get cotton put in the field to our right there. Field number 8 is where we're gonna have one cotton field this year, and probably 76 if we're able to get enough funds to plant cotton in there as well. And it wasn't very convenient to get this tank out last time, so I'm gonna have to find a more convenient place to store it, but we'll go right there for now. I do have a decent amount of the goods already prepared on the trailer, so let's get hooked up to it and head out to the selling locations. We have arrived at the farmer's market where we're gonna be selling wood chips, honey, and lettuce. Let's see how much money this brings in. We need close to $500,000 today to buy that plot of land, and I am kind of thinking I might end up taking out a loan for that. I think that might be the best way to do it if we don't get enough money, but we might get close. There's 40,000. Let's see where the wood chips get sold at. Wood chips say farmer's market, so let's go to the other side and see if they'll take them there. Not completely the best price, but we're here, and I feel like it would have just costed just as much diesel to go to the other places. So let's get those sold here. They don't want to take them. Interesting. Farmer's market doesn't want the wood chips. All right, we'll find somewhere else. And we're just cruising on up to grain silo number 1. Believe it's right here where they'll get sold. Go ahead and unstrap them. It should be about, $11,000 in some wood chips there. Just extra byproduct from the sawmill. Our next agenda here is gonna be to pick up the wood beams that we have and pick up the rope that we've generated over the last few months and head on over to the playground. Okay, we have a little bit of wood chips and one wood beam, and I have a feeling we're out of wood. So we're gonna have to add to our agenda either a dead wood contract or finding some more trees to cut down, but we're gonna hold off on that for now. Kind of finish what we're doing because I want to go back to 76 and see if there's trees that we want to cut from there. Let's keep going. We take this road here. It should take us straight to the rope factory. We'll see how many ropes we have. And I'm a little disappointed in the wood beams, but that's my bad for not refilling the sawmill. $66,000 here. We gave 1 wood beam and 3 ropes. Pretty good day there. And yeah, plenty more wood beams are needed and planks long. I've also heard this is a good place to sell wood chips. There's $1,600 more. We're pretty short on enough money for that field, so we might be hitting up the bank today and asking for a little bit of a loan because I do want to get that going for this spring's planting season. I guess we prematurely took off to the rope factory earlier because we did have all this wool to bring. We have 10,000 liters. The sheep are really starting to produce, and I think this is 2 months worth, so not too exciting yet. I mean, 10,000 is a good amount, so we'll get it over there. They're out of cotton already. Almost out of wool. We got to keep going with the rope factory for now because the playground's still accepting it and they pay just so well. So I can't justify just selling the wool or holding on to it yet for the fabric factory. But once we hit that maximum at the playground, we will definitely start holding on to the wool so that we can, have a good jump start to the fabric production once we get it started. And dropped that off. Now we will head back up to the grain elevator and drop off these cement brick and roof plates, but on the way we're gonna pass that field that we're eyeing. So I wanted to do a little bit of surveying here and take a look at it. You can see there's the open area that we're talking about, and there's one tree we can cut down, but let's take a left here, make sure we're on the correct side of the road, and let's just pull into this field. It's not as flat as it could be. Nice little slope here, but I could imagine us flattening this area out a little better. It slopes that way and that way though, so that could be tricky. Even if we start up here and just flatten this way, that might be the play, and then slope it back to the road. But we do have a nice water tank here, so the greenhouses would appreciate that. And I believe on the other side of the field, there's some trees. It's a big one. You can see it needs lime, needs plowed. It's gonna need stones picked from it. It's gonna need a lot of prep to get ready for planting season. And I do have the 7R out here in case we do purchase this. We'll want to have it prepped for destoning after we plow or subsoil. But this is a decent amount of good sized trees. Eyeing this one right here. Boy, it's a beauty, but we can make a lot of lumber from that. A lot of planks, a lot of beams from that one. This one as well. And we could replant some trees too, but let's just validate that that is part of the same plot. It does look like it. Very fancy. And look how close it is to the proximity of the sawmill. And the grain elevator is still the best place to sell the cement bricks and the roof plate. So we are heading here, and we might, we might bring the forklift back with us. It could be needed soon. But let's go ahead. I think this will be just over 10 grand here. Yeah, 10,000. So we're sitting at 381. I'm gonna loop around here, grab that, and then we're gonna head to the bank and talk to them about potentially getting a decent sized loan. This appears to be the right place. This ATM I found very interesting. If you drive up here, these beams seem to be in the way, the structure. So this is like a walk-up ATM, apparently. This looks like the right place. Central Client Services. Branch hours are 9 to 5 at Riverbend Springs Bank. Let's find out if they're interested in giving us a loan. Well, I was able to secure $120,000 of a loan. Our money is sitting just above $500,000. Now it's time to head home, make a phone call to our realtor, and get that plot of land purchased, because I need to get the white over there to start subsoiling it, getting it plowed. We'll want to prep the spreader with some lime, possibly send the John Deere back over there. I know we sent it home to unload the stones, so we'll get those unloaded, and potentially, gosh, we're gonna need a lot of equipment over there. So I might pull the trailer for the stones with the truck while I have some of our employees take the tractors out to field number 76. And with the land purchase now, we have $37,000 left over. That's why I took out a little bit more of a loan than we needed. We're gonna still need some cash in hand to get some things purchased, but I'm gonna get this going and hand out to a worker to take it to the field. And I might do that job myself, or at least start it. We'll see. And we're taking a quick pit stop at the stone production because we need to drop off some stones here. We had almost a full load from the two fields that we've already picked stones from. Actually, I think this is mostly from fields 59 and 60. So a good turnout there of stones, and I imagine we're gonna more than fill this up with that new field. It'll be a good opportunity to have our employees running back and forth for us. It'll be fun to experience that a little bit more, but I do need to get to some field work myself. So what I think I'm gonna do is see if I can daisy chain the two trailers. You can see there's a hook up there. I'm hoping the flatbed goes there because I want that close as well, and I need to grab the front loader on this because we do want to prioritize some wood while we get the subsoiling going. But I want all the equipment over there, so let's grab the front loader first. And we can, but do we trust a worker to drive this all the way there with these two trailers? We're gonna find out. We are gonna find out. Let's go ahead, we'll get them just on the road. We're gonna hop out, create a job for them, and go to right here. It looks like the white is just about there themselves. Nice. So what we can do is we need to do a little bit of maintenance on the spreader. Want to make sure that got taken care of. So I do want to do some repairs on that. $500 there, and then we'll get it sprayed down as well. And I think I'll bring, we won't be using the 7R or the John Deere anytime soon, so I think I'll have one of them head back to pick this up. So I didn't need to send the two trailers, but that's okay. This is just about cleaned off, and we'll have to get a tractor over here to unload it, as well as load it up with some lime. And you know what? This thing gets so dirty so fast. But I wanted to leave it to where the smiley face still shows up. Does that show up on YouTube? I jumped in the 7R to do the subsoiling myself. I'm gonna do the headlands and then hand over to a worker to do the ups and downs. We have the 7810 back at home picking up the spreader, as well as the white. I went ahead and sent it home. We're not gonna have that many tractors on this field at the same time, so no reason to have all three of them over here. After I do the headlands, we're gonna hand over to a worker, as I mentioned, and I'm gonna start focusing on lumber. But I want to do some field work myself first. So let's get the headlands done, and then we can switch on back to populating the sawmill. And all done with the headlands. I do want to mention that I am aware that I'm doing tillage twice and I don't really need to, but right now we're just kind of trying to take care of the needs plowed states. Let's make sure this is configured correctly. Start with ups and downs, do not work headlands, and go on your way. But yeah, I want to take care of the needs plowed state. As we go over here, you can see needs plowed. So the subsoiler will take care of that for us. And then the stones show up because we use the subsoiler. So then we'll use the stone picker that's over there to pick up the stones, which in turn will also make this a cultivated state instead of right now, which I believe is, let's see what the game actually says. It shows up as seed bed. Instead, it'll show up cultivated like it already was. But since it needed plowed, I wanted to get that yield bonus from that. So we are doing twice as much work as we need to, but that means I can get this prepped on the flatbed near where we're going to cut down the trees. And we'll also get the 7810 over here with the log forks, as well as the spreader with some lime in it. And I did some lumber work offline. We have 55,000 liters of wood, or 55 whatever it's called, of wood here. So we have the wood beams activated again. Wood chips are being generated. Let's double check the production here. Yeah, just wood beams right now. So we will get the wood chips as well. So we need, quite a few still for the playground, but we have enough for the grain elevator. Let's get back over to the new field, see how it's going. We're getting the 7810 prep to start doing the spreading, but I wanted to have the 7R get a little bit more head start on subsoiling. Well, we've gave them a good amount of time. You can see them in the distance. They're working their way through the field, but it seems as if the day has just kind of slipped away from us and we're just getting to liming now. We still need to put some fertilizer down and then pick all the stones. I don't think we're gonna get this prepped in time for planting it in February. We could plant cotton in field 8, as we mentioned, in February, finish prepping this and plant in March. We still got to figure out what we're going to do with the other fields. And this is about as far as we're going to get with this load of lime. It's almost halfway. It goes a little farther back there. Let's back up a little bit. We don't want to lose where we were. But I am going to hop out, run to the truck here, head to the store. Oh, we got to shut off the tractor, Chris. Got to shut off our tractor. But let's go ahead and run to the truck, and we're gonna go buy about 10,000 liters. We started with 9 there. Maybe we'll do 12 just to be safe, but they're getting close to being done with the subsoiling, which is good. We got a little bit of daylight. Yeah, that's about all we're gonna get done in January. We still got February though. We'll be okay. All right, let's go talk to them inside here. Hello, I need 6 bags of lime. Well, it costs us $2,700 to get the 12,000 liters of lime. We're heading back to the field now to finish that. We'll get it loaded. I don't think all of this will fit since we don't have the extension. But this will get us, I think this will get us the rest of the field. If not, I'll have to drive back. It did just hit 5 o'clock, so they might be closing for the day though. Might have slightly overestimated the size of these fields with the amount of time it's taken us to get them done, but they're done with the subsoiling, so we just want to get this lime taken care of tonight so we can start with fertilization and stone picking in the morning on it, and I'll probably work on seeding field 8 while they do this. And 9,000 liters deposited into the hopper of the spreader. Let's get back up to speed here. Get this done. I think it's time to get the lights on though, because visibility, it's getting a little dim out here. Yeah, right there too. Just clicked over. I'm a little concerned we don't have enough lime in here, so I'm going to top off again and then finish the last couple passes we have. It'll be close. It all did fit. Let's get back out there. Get it done. And just a small section of the field to do here. You can see, since I was trying to do ups and downs and not the headlands, it kind of messed up our course a little bit, so we'll need to loop around and get the couple spots that we missed. But other than that, another job done, another field prepared, or almost. We got a couple more stages to prep it before we can plant, fertilizer, and picking the stones, and we will do that in February. I'm gonna get these spots, jump in the truck, head home, check on the animals, and call it a night. Well, it's a cold February morning. I have a little bit of wool, some fertilizer, bricks, and roof plates that we're gonna be moving around. The wool we're gonna start keeping until we see any proof that we need more ropes from the playground. We're gonna start holding onto the wool for our fabric production. So I'm gonna take them over to that new job site. We'll find a place to start stacking them. We'll need a shed eventually for some storage until we get the production, or maybe we just kind of be patient, but we need to check on the price for that too so we can have a goal in mind. But I do need to pick up a little more fertilizer before we head out there. It's time to get the fertilizer laid down on the new field. So we'll get that purchased from the store and we'll head out to that new field. Need 2 bags of fertilizer, please. And we do have some snow starting, so that's not ideal, but let's get out to the field with the fertilizer, get the spreader going, get this day rolling. Well, we've made it to the job site. Just need to get the spreader filled up. They've already unloaded the lime for us, so we'll be able to snag that and take that home with us. And getting filled up with fertilizer, then we'll get them going on this job. That'll be really, I'm hoping this is plenty of fertilizer. Should be enough, but I need to free up the 7R, so I might send over the white to do the stone picking, but let's take a look at the manual of the stone picker to see what the requirements horsepower are. And yeah, just taking a look here, it's 120, so we definitely can pull it with the white. So we will get that over here, but that means I'm gonna want the 7R to go home, probably get cleaned and prepped for planting the cotton in field number 8. So we'll get them sent home. I'll have one of my employees do that for us. And then we're gonna head to, gosh, I think we'll go first to the grain museum and sell a couple of those goods we have, and then we'll have to go to the sawmill and pick up what we need for the playground. They're on their way. Now, before we head to our next stop, I wanted to get this going with one of our employees as well. And they should be good to do that. Stop because they need, what? Field is not ready for work. Oh, that's a nice surprise. It's already fertilized. We'd ever checked that. That saves us a lot of time today, but somewhat wasted money. Let's go ahead and send this guy home. Okay, so I want to, oh, is this filled up again? Beautiful, that worked overnight. So let's go ahead and connect back to that. I don't think we'll quite get 30,000, but that's a good enough load. Let's send this over to the stone production, the concrete production, cement factory, whatever that thing's called. And then we'll have this head out to the field to start picking some stones. One thing I didn't notice was apparently these auto load trailers can auto load wood as well. That would be helpful. All right, let's see what we make today here. $19,000 or $10,000. Sorry, I'm not sure what I was looking at there. So 10 grand. And over here we need planks just to finish going through. And I think we need to bring 1 wood beam over here. Okay. All right, we're gonna head home. We're gonna grab, whoa, train is always here. Blindsided. But yeah, we'll grab 1 wood beam and bring that over here. And then if we have more wood beams, we'll take those to the playground, but also stop by the rope factory on the way. Man, feel like a broken record. Feel like I keep doing this same loop over and over again. Let me know in the comments if we should start doing a quicker montages or editing this part out. And the white is just getting here, so we'll get them on the stone picking momentarily. Okay, so we do have 4 prefab walls, or not prefab walls. We have 1 prefab wall and 4 of the planks long. So what I'll want to do is grab the forklift here and just get the one loaded up on there, and probably the prefab wall, and we can swing by the farmer's market and sell that. All right, here's our 1 wood beam. Lower that down. They should not be attached anymore. There we go. And then we'll grab the prefab wall as well. And that just went on there pretty nicely. Yeah, and like I said a minute ago, we'll come back for the rest. That's going to the playground. And the wood chips will probably just come home with us. Definitely feeling like a farm manager at this point. Let's go hook up to the stone picker and get this going. We'll have to get probably the 7810 back over here to run that cart. Hopefully this isn't more than 8,000. If it is, it's fine. We can send it back to drop it off at the production. All right, worker C, get it done. And we'll get this to a nice cultivated state as well for planting, probably put cotton in here in March. And they should take the wood beam here for $9,600. And yeah, that instantly went away, so that's good. Just got 200 some planks to process and we'll know. Let's head up to the farmer's market, get this sold, and then we'll head back to the sawmill, finish this song and dance. And I did reactivate the prefab walls because of how much money they bring in. We had a decent amount of lumber over there. We had over 50,000 liters, so I thought might as well have an extra production going, or extra product being made. Yeah, 15 grand there. Let's head back to the sawmill. Their tank is full already. They did start with about 1,000 liters of stones in it, but we did get the 7810 over here in time. And just sneak up here. Glorious. All right, they filled up pretty quick though. That was 1,000 pretty fast. So I have a feeling this trailer is gonna get completely full today. Onward. So just sneaking over here, and I don't see any rope. Let's take a look at this production. 16,000 wool to go through still, but someone deactivated it. I wish I could withdraw those. Okay, so hopefully within the next month or so they go through that, and then we can get rid of that lease. But let's go ahead, head to the playground. You see we have another prefab wall that did show up when we got back to the sawmill, so we'll hold on to that until we make our way back to the farmer's market. No reason to rush it yet, unless it gets us really close to paying off that debt. Then we might rush it. But we got other stuff to buy today too, so maybe we won't pay off the debt. And here we are. 20,000 there, another 10,000. That's pretty nice. We're at 91. And wood beams now. We're just gonna need a couple more. Finally back to some field work. We're getting some cotton in the ground. I'm gonna do this job myself, and I'm gambling here. I don't know if 250 liters of seed is gonna be enough for this field, but we do have the truck at the farmyard to rescue us if that's the case and go buy more seed. Let's just enjoy some farming in the snow. And the headlands are finished. And as I was starting this and kind of remembered I was going to make an adjustment to the way I play, got some decent comments, some really good comments. They're not decent, really good comments from some in real life farmers saying to, when I'm planting, I should be doing the ups and downs first, so I'm not constantly driving over where I planted. It is a habit I'm trying to break, to do the ups and downs first. We did pretty good for a while, but then I slipped back in my old ways, so I'm going to keep that in mind moving forward, though. I do hear you, and I agree. It makes complete sense. And it turns out we had plenty of seed just doing the last pass here and well over 100 liters left. We barely burned through 100. We started with 250. We're going to be at around 140 when we're done. I think that's pretty efficient. So cotton doesn't use a ton of seeds. That's nice to know. But this is going to be a smaller yield, but I think, or not yield, but a smaller field. And I think that'll be fine because the new one we're prepping is huge. Let's get this all folded up. Probably pull off the field for that. And I'm going to get this prepped to do some maintenance on it later today, probably this evening. And I'm going to grab the Silverado here. We're going to head to the store because there is something I want to purchase today as our last task of the day. And here it is. Our brand new animal trailer. We can hold 13 sheep at a time in here. So we're going to get this home. We're going to start moving some around. We have plenty of sheep and no room for reproduction right now in the two that are populated. So what I'm going to do is go to the original sheep pen and we're going to grab a few of those and move them over to the new one and let them just kind of reproduce and build up instead of spending a bunch of money up front. I feel like we're producing a good amount of wool right now, where natural progression and reproduction can take over to improve that, and it might be close to time to start looking into when we need to sell some of the older sheep. So having this will be real nice. We can save money on the fees by transporting them ourselves. Let's head that way. All right, let's get a few of these loaded up. If we can get into the trigger correctly. So we want no animals to sell or move. Really? No, these are ours. I didn't select any. Okay, so let's see. What I want to do, we have 10 here. Let me remember what we have at the other, because I want to isolate them. Apparently there's better yield on the wool if they're all one breed. So let's see what we have over here and then make sure we don't double it. The Black Brown Mountain Swiss. Okay, so let's grab the Black Welsh and we'll put all of them in the trailer as well as these 5. And then here, we might sell these ones and then just have that. Yeah, we'll figure that out later. But I do want to get this other barn going. So we'll get these 10 moved over there. And please tell me you don't have to drive in to do that. Because if that's the case, this isn't happening because the opening's not big enough. Oh, I didn't think about that when I placed them. All right, let's see. I believe it's probably right here. It is, okay. So let's see if we can line it up, if it's too tall or not. I think it might be, but we'll back it up if we can. Oh, it fits good. If I could drive straight, fits perfect. All right, let's unload them. So that will leave just one more task. We'll have to go grab the skid steer and get some food moved over here. But I can do that off camera. We'll get them fed. That's gonna do it for this episode of Riverbend Springs. Got some sheep here, got them there. 3 separate pens. The only thing left really to do today is grab this soccer ball and see how far we can throw it. That wasn't that great. I'm standing on a sheep. Socks way up. I'll catch you on the next episode.